Coming up, Unloaded.
We're trying to fill this road out.
Brenda drives into the teeth of Superstorm Sandy.
Ooh, talking about somebody scared, okay?
The heat is on as Joe races across the desert with an oil drill.
I'll get there before you gotta send your guys home, all right? I'm gonna put the pedal to the metal.
And bad weather causes big problems for Ryan's oversized load.
I might run out of fuel on the side of the highway. That's great.
Every minute of the day, truckers are hauling valuable cargo through North America in every kind of weather.
I feel scared and I don't know what.
Speed is everything. More miles means more money.
Joe goes where the dough flows.
Which trucker will make the most? In the trucking world, getting paid means delivering loads when and where they're needed, no matter what Mother Nature has in store. Each week, these truckers test their limits in order to earn thousands of dollars that could be blown away if they can't deliver on time and in perfect condition. For 53-year-old Brenda, getting a big paycheck means taking chances other truckers won't.
Damn, I'm not ready for the snow. I love trucking because I love to drive and I love the money.
The tougher the haul, the more money Brenda can make, and nothing changes the game more than the weather. This week, Brenda will face her toughest challenge yet, a delivery that takes her on a collision course with Hurricane Sandy. A so-called superstorm, Sandy is a 900-mile-wide Category 1 hurricane roaring up the Atlantic Ocean. When it crashes into the East Coast, it will meet an early cold front, and heavy snow is expected to add to the misery.
They have the National Guard on standby. When they bring out the National Guard, you know it's major.
Brenda's long-scheduled load of food supplies will now be desperately needed by the residents of the East Coast. A delivery that will pay her over $2,200, but will take her directly into Sandy's path. But she'll need to make the 900-mile journey in the next 54 hours.
Come hell or high water, I have a load to deliver. So watch out, Hurricane Sandy, here I come.
In Palm Springs, California, Joe is hustling to get off to an early start. Trucking to support his wife and 2 children, Joe wishes he could be more of a family man, but pulling long hauls keeps him away from home 330 days of the year.
Sometimes I think it's a little easier because they don't expect me to get home. The problem is, sooner or later, they won't care anymore.
But if Joe wants to make it home, he'll have only 52 hours to deliver his first load. Joe is transporting a massive 50-foot-long Kelly bar, part of a portable drilling system being used for oil exploration in West Texas. A 1,000-mile delivery paying $2,900. Oversized loads pay 25% extra, but they also come with extra risk.
It's a lot of responsibility rolling down the road at 80,000 pounds. Lots of things can go wrong, and you're the gatekeeper.
But riding through America's desert heat is Joe's biggest concern.
When your tire pressure is low, the tire flexes more going down a road and heats up a lot faster. And that's where the danger starts, because on top of this desert heat, it's about all it takes for a tire to blow up like a balloon.
North of the border in Trochu, Alberta, 29-year-old trucker Ryan has yet to get on the highway because tree branches are blocking his only exit. Bending under the weight of the ice, Ryan has to clear away past the branches before he can leave.
It just cakes the branches with a fog. It just sticks and creates this huge icicle around anything it comes in contact with.
Was that good, Ryan? Are you happy now?
I'm happy.
This week, Ryan will be hauling 4 oversized tractor loads, one at a time, from Trochu to Red Deer, Alberta, for a $3,000 paycheck. But he's already off to a slow start, and he still has to get loaded.
Oh, my tractor's not even here. What the stupid. I'm looking for it. I thought it was at the wash bay. Nobody knows where the tractor's at. Bye. Okay, so there's about 4 or 5 locations where it could be. Hopefully it's down here, because this is just adding pointless driving around and wasted hours to the day.
Meanwhile, Joe is enjoying nothing but clear skies, and he's decided to check in on fellow trucker Brenda.
Hello, Brenda.
Hello, Joe. Hey, you know, I'm getting ready to go into this hurricane, you know, and you're out there in, what, shorts wearing weather, flip-flop wearing weather? Who's a super trucker? Really, okay?
I'll tell you what, when I get stopped tonight, I'll order you a pina colada and FedEx it, okay?
As Joe and Brenda give each other the gears, Ryan's still trying to find his load.
Somebody moved it, and here's another place where it could be. Not very convenient when you're 70 feet long to be cruising around town looking for a tractor. There it is right there. There's my tractor.
Already 2 hours behind schedule, Ryan gets to work. All 4 tractors must be delivered as good as new and in time for Red Deer's biggest farming exhibition, only 2 days away.
Everything's slippery. Get her good and button down tight. This is my #1 client we're all in for. Gotta treat him good and get everything on time and get it there as clean as possible. These oversized loads, you gotta be on your toes and be on top of your game the whole time. The only warning system I have for telling people that I'm coming is a couple orange flashing lights and a red and white D banner across the front of my truck. The roads are getting terrible. That freezing rain just, as soon as it lands, it sticks and freezes, hence the name. Turns the highways pretty much into a curling rink. And I've got something on my deck that's pushing $400,000, 16 feet wide in road conditions like this. I can't let anything happen to this load.
Back on the East Coast, the superstorm is pushed further inland, with New York reporting the largest storm surge of water in its history.
Just hold it on tight, because that wind, by George, I can feel it.
On the road ahead, wind gusts are moving close to 39 miles an hour, and a steady snow is forcing Brenda to drive slower, pushing her and her load of food supplies behind schedule.
I'm talking about somebody getting scared because it's getting worse. Worse and worse. I talked to my mother, and she was like, why do you have to go out to the East Coast, you know? Well, I gotta go that way because that's where the money's at, Mama, you know. I'm trying to fill this road out. Hey, does anybody know how far down Interstate 68 is Interstate 70? Did anybody come off of Interstate 68? I guess it ain't too many trucks out because I ain't seeing too much action going north.
Ahead is Atlantic City and the raging superstorm they've named Sandy. Brenda is heading right into its path.
Ooh, talking about somebody scared, okay?
I've been rolling a couple hours on this desert heat, so about time to stop and check the tires. Worst problem is, you don't check them and they blow. The tire's one thing, maybe you damage a rim. But if the thing actually comes loose and bounces off and goes through somebody's windshield, in some states that's 14 years in jail.
Hurricane Sandy is beginning to lash the East Coast, and Brenda is driving through it.
Look at that stuff in the ditch. By George. Frankenstorm Sandy.
Loaded with 60,000 pounds of food supplies that need to get to the storm-battered residents of Atlantic City, Brenda still has 393 miles to travel in the next 21 hours.
Oh, they got the road blocked right here at exit 10.
The road closure has forced Brenda onto a detour with no way of knowing how far or how long it will last. But if it pushes her behind schedule, it could cost her her entire paycheck.
I don't know where I'm at because this is not my territory.
Back in Canada, Ryan is still on the first of a 4-tractor haul he must deliver by the end of the week. In front of him, freezing rain has turned the roads into a sheet of ice, and his only choice is to take it slow.
There's no telling what a vehicle's gonna do on ice, especially when you're heavy. That freezing rain, it like doubles the thickness of them power lines, and they're sagging. They've been actually breaking all over the place, so there's been major power outages. I'm gonna throw a little diesel in. I'm running pretty low. What the f? The pumps are down. No word as to when it's gonna be back. I don't know if I'm gonna make it to my next destination. I might run out of fuel on the side of the highway. That's great. Just another thing to add to the list of ups.
With yet another problem to deal with, if Ryan gets delayed any further, he'll risk losing his biggest customer and the $3,000 paycheck.
We'll see if we make it to Red Deer. Hopefully we do.
1,600 miles south, Joe's not happy with his progress either.
Well, just what we didn't need. We're stuck in traffic. Obviously, sitting behind traffic for an hour kind of kills your bottom line. Going slow is no way to make the dough flow.
With 9 miles to go, Ryan is running on fumes, hoping that he doesn't run out of gas before he reaches Red Deer.
I don't want to jinx myself. If I run out on the side of the highway, that's going to push everything way back.
Finally, Ryan sees his exit.
Woo! I don't know, I got pretty lucky, I guess. I should not let it get that low. Even if I couldn't fuel up a Troshu, I should have, especially in winter, not been below half a tank.
With his tank filled up, Ryan gets his tractor delivered.
A little bit of freezing rain covering it, but need a little spray off, that's about it. That won't take too long to clean up.
But he still has 3 more to go. Nothing has been easy for any of the truckers so far. Ryan is faring the worst, with only 1 load delivered of the $3,000 contract. Brenda is fighting Superstorm Sandy's wrath in a bid to collect $2,200, but still has 300 miles to go. And Joe has lost valuable time in desert traffic that he needs to make up if he wants his $2,900 paycheck. With lots of tough driving ahead, it's impossible to predict who will be the top earner this week. Overhead, Hurricane Sandy continues raging through Brenda's delivery route to Atlantic City.
Good goose and mosa. Unbelievable. This is some serious snow. No doubt about it.
An hour into the detour, Brenda is rolling through the highest peaks of Pennsylvania.
Oh, look at that tree in the road. Damn. Hey, we got a tree halfway in the road up here, too, okay?
Okay.
I'm still scared. Scared of the now don't know what. But I'm still rolling. Thank you, Lord. Continue to bless me.
While Brenda prays to stay on the road, Joe is praying for time. Having transported the oversized Kelly bar over 750 miles so far, Joe's got at least 350 miles left to go.
We ran into some traffic, couldn't do anything about that. We put the pedal to the metal and tried to make up whatever time we could.
In the distance, a dust storm is rising. For a trucker, it's both a hazard and another potential delay.
Whenever that thing blows across the highway, nobody can see anything. Kind of a risk of an accident. When you drive in a dust storm, the biggest risk is other people that don't know what they're doing will get stupid and slam on the brakes, you know, or they won't slow down at all and they'll be doing 75 miles an hour right into something they can't see through. You wind up with a chain reaction crash because somebody stopped and everybody else keeps going.
In central Alberta, Ryan has arrived to pick up his next load. Having delivered only 1 tractor the day before, Ryan has just 10 hours to deliver the other 3, one at a time, to the farming exhibition in Red Deer, Alberta.
What's going on there?
This machinery is worth $500,000 and is double the size of a normal haul.
That's better.
And while he must catch up from yesterday's delays, the roads are still icy, and Ryan has no choice but to play it safe with a load as wide as this.
I guess I feel pretty manly hauling loads like this. It really gets testosterone pumping knowing that I'm one of the bigger guys out on the road here. Large and in charge, if you know what I mean. When we're on the 4-lane here, I try and hug this white line as much as possible, give the guys passing me on my driver's side the full lane. Also, there's lots of gravel on that shoulder. I don't need them pulling over and kicking those rocks at me. All it does is wreck my polish job and bust my windows out. What's that?
I said, thanks for the great big rock in my windshield.
Are you kidding me, man? How the hell do you expect I'm supposed to stop that from happening? Go home and have a better day. You don't need to be cussing me out for that. Some guys out here, they got nothing better to do but bitch.
Joe's late. His delivery time has come and gone. Still 78 miles from his destination, Joe must now call his customer and break the bad news.
Dave, this is Joe. I got your Kelly drill. Yeah, I know. But listen, I'm not that far away. I'm put the pedal to the metal. I'll get there before you got to send your guys home, all right? All right, I'll be there. See you later. Well, we wound up hitting a little traffic coming out of El Paso, so now we're a good hour behind. The worst thing that can happen is they give up and go home. That means I got to sit on it all night, and I might be late to my next pickup.
With thousands of dollars on the line, Joe is putting his heel to the steel. Meanwhile, back in Canada, Ryan has just slowed to a crawl.
Snowplow up ahead. Guys, plowing snow at 30 miles an hour. I know he's trying to do his job, but he could speed up the process a little bit. Puts me behind schedule a little more than I'd like.
Ryan's super wide truck can't pass the plow. At this pace, he won't have time to deliver the next 2 loads, which could cost him the entire contract. But Ryan can only sit and wait as the clock ticks away. Ahead of Brenda is hurricane-vulnerable Atlantic City.
The wind is blowing like freaking crazy. I am worried about the damage that I'm gonna see up here in Atlantic City.
Brenda is driving directly towards the aftermath from the largest Atlantic hurricane on record.
I just hope I can get in. I'm hoping.
Superstorm Sandy is finally blown over, and Brenda is now driving into the storm's aftermath, with only 3 hours left to deliver the haul of food supplies and 135 miles still to travel to Atlantic City.
Jersey, they need this because the grocery store's shelves are emptying out pretty darn quick.
Atlantic City is now in a state of emergency, and getting anywhere is taking Brenda time.
Doesn't look like we're getting into Atlantic City via this way, that's for sure.
North of the border, Ryan is free of the snowplow that was slowing down traffic, but it's put him 45 minutes behind. His entire contract is in peril, but he's caught a lucky break.
All right, thanks, man.
You have a good day.
You too, bye.
His customer isn't ready and has canceled the remaining 2 loads.
I guess they're behind schedule, and we might be ahead of schedule, which I didn't see that coming.
With 2 successful deliveries to the farm show, Ryan's earned just under $1,400, a lousy week with a silver lining.
I got 2 equipment hauls done. Considering it was freezing rain, I did pretty good. It's time to turn, burn, get home.
Wow. It's just about empty. You don't see cars all around or anything.
The city is desolate. Brenda has driven 1,000 miles to a virtual ghost town.
All the casinos closed, empty. Traffic lights are out. Motels, hotels closed. This is unfreaking believable. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. I made it.
Despite her hairy ride, braving the hurricane has paid off. Brenda's arrived on time, earning her almost $1,700 for the week's work.
They were waiting for me. My load was really hot. Whew.
Well, you never really know exactly what the reaction's gonna be until you get out of the truck. I know they're never happy about having guys wait around on overtime to offload. Well, here we are. We found our gate. It looked like they were hanging around solely on our account, which means with any luck, they won't be all that mad that we're late.
Despite the delay, Joe's customers were still on the job site. The drill part was accepted, earning a payday worth $2,100, making him the week's top earner. Hurricane Sandy caused billions of dollars worth of damage and left millions of people without power. And with all the devastation surrounding her, Brenda is happy she made the journey.
Us truckers as a team, we move the world. You know, without trucks, the world would really stop. It really would, you know. So I'm so proud to be part of it.